Welcome back, folks, to the Rival Series play-ins we've just witnessed in our mini tournament of 4 teams now. Every match, the winner going through to the Rival Series, block, sweeping aside Servette after an early win in the series for Servette. It was a bruising encounter for them, and we will see them again in our final match of the day. Who are their opponents going to be, though? Well, we're going to find out. It's going to be the loser of this next match between the boys and the Awkward Turtles. I am Ira League, joined, of course, by Jar of Jam with Tractor Manager on broadcast camera duties. Jam, this one is a very fascinating affair to me. On the one hand, you've got this smorgasbord team of a lot who has been in every single season of the RLCS up until this season. You have Burrito B, who was synonymous with Rix Ronday at Method, now dropped by Method. He's hooking up along with Calix, who wasn't in the Rival Series last season, but was a Rival Series ever present for seasons 6 and 7, and they're going up against what was effectively Team Ekuzulu last season, of course known for their park the bus strategy. They've picked up cash. Their defense looks a little weaker, but they do look a little more potent in attack. This one has scrappy affair, potential Game 5 written all over it for me.
Finally, we'll get a Game 5 today on stream, because otherwise, Jay and Bacon have been really disappointed. They've voiced their disappointment, saying that all of these sweeps, we really expected something more out of this, especially from the final games with teams qualifying for the Rival Series going after that one. But unlike the previous series that we have seen with both Block and Servette Geneva Esports players never having any chance to play in Rival Series or RLCS, here it's a completely different affair. We have, of course, Awkward Turtles with Tan and Tess, as you mentioned, Team Ekuzulu. Cash, the only player in the whole game, in the whole series that we're going to see that has no experience whatsoever. And the boys, so much experience on that team. You mentioned a lot, and this is the first season he will be forced to play outside of RLCS. And I'm pretty sure he's just screaming, let me back in. I want to get back in RLCS. It was so great. I loved it. And the amount of teams that he has been playing in, it's less teams that there have been seasons, but he has been on Kapow. He has been on Oh My Dog. He has been on the Resonant and Secrecy rosters, and I think Resonant has picked up Secrecy like midway through the season. Of course, he played on Method. He played on Complexity. He played on Mouse Sports. He got relegated with the Mouse Sports, but then Mouse Sports picked up the side of the bricks.
Flip side.
Bam.
Yeah.
Or the flip side. And a lot got saved from being relegated to Rival Series. But the fairy tale could not go for forever. And a lot, and I've loved the combo of a lot Magnus and Metzenaars. I've been following that squad for a really long time. Yeah. And it's sad to see that for him, he once again will have to prove his worth. But I'd say his pedigree, his resume really speaks for himself.
Yeah, roster moves are so weird. It was the bricks, yes, but they are the X-Flipside roster, which then became Mouse. It was a whole thing. I'll tell you what was a whole thing, though, Jam, and I think it's good point picking up on that old Complexity roster. There was a point in time when Complexity, made up of a lot, Magnus and Metzenaars, was the best of the rest when it came to World Championships. Okay, they never really looked like they might be able to truly touch the juggernaut that was Team Dignitas at the time, but they were a good roster. But as I think we have seen, as time has moved on, as the year has gone by, the game has evolved dramatically. And anybody watching NA RLCS yesterday knows just how potent these new blood techniques, rotations, styles of play is. They're really messing with the old guard. We've seen Cloud9 fall by the wayside. We've seen G2 need to ever so slightly tweak their play. The fact that G2 has to tweak their play to keep up with these new players, and a lot, in a way, feels like a bit of a relic in that sense. An out-and-out striker. There was a time when I compared him in the same mold as K-Dop. Maybe not as good as K-Dop, but where I feel that the two have really started to part ways is K-Dop became a better all-round player. Hence why he is still with one of, if not the best teams in the world, certainly in regards to Europe. a lot never really developed much past being a good striker. He needs good service, Jam, to be able to do his thing. Burrito B and Calix should be able to give him that service, but my word, they were flat going up against RCD Espanyol. With the more open defense of the Awkward Turtles, however, might there be a chance for him to at least fall down to the second tier rather than out of the top Rocket League scene altogether? In the orange, it is then the boys. In the blue, the Awkward Turtles. Game on as another rival series place is up for grabs.
Another best of 5 and another chance to get straight in rival series and another second chance for a team that does not make it. That will be the final series of the day. Two of the losers from the series we'll see on our screens will be battling for that last spot. And 7 spots for rival series is the largest amount of spots that has opened ever since rival series has opened as such. It is the best chance the majority of these teams have had so far to get in here. And the boys, especially with the history they have behind them, and really want it back. Right now, trying to slowly make their way into the Awkward Turtles defense, but they know a trick or two, and I'm pretty sure Mitan and Taz both have something up their sleeve.
For Burrito B, quite a different scenario for him as well, given that he's an ever-present method roster for a good year now. It's synonymous with Rick's Ronde. But he's got to work with Calix and a lot now, and that is not the start that the boys were hoping for. Cash money, 1-0 to the Turtles.
I'm surprised that Cash managed to just bring Calix so deeply onto that attempt. Cash really didn't even play the ball anywhere, but the fact was he had all the time to return back to that shot, and of course that demo in the net on Burrito B just opened everything for the Awkward Turtles. Seems like for the boys, they are a little bit not ready for the place like that to come in. Of course, a big advantage that the demolition gives can throw your plan completely off. But to me, it felt like the boys were a little bit unaware of what the Awkward Turtles can do or whatever can appear on the field. Then in return, that one won't bring the same benefits as it did with the previous one.
Another shot ricochets off Cash with the demo on Calix as well, and Mitane goes slightly wide. Cash sees Tars though. He didn't even need Tars. Who needs impact when you got Cash on hand?
You see the train wreck just appearing. That Awkward Turtles just made a big step behind the boys' defense and stayed there. One demo, then a second demo on a player that just respawned. Awkward Turtles had more presence in that final third, even in the danger box, than the boys did themselves. It was, you just couldn't avert your eyes. It was horrible.
Let me tell you, the money jokes are going to keep coming, folks. You can complain all you like. They're going to keep on coming. I'm a big fan of Cash. As I say, the only problem with Turtles going into play-ins, I felt, was their defense. Right now, they're not giving the boys an opportunity to be on offense. But Jam, I feel a bigger issue yet for the boys is that not much has changed since they're sweeping at the hands of RCD Espanyol. They look like 3 individual players trying to play as a team, not a team. And I'm sorry to inform you folks, but Rocket League is a team game. And that goal, whether you like it or not, was because of the mistaken defense here by Mitane. Calix helps it on. A lot scores the goal. It's half time. It's 2-1. But I'd still very much consider Awkward Turtles the favorites going forward.
They've started this game with intention, and I think they will be showing this intention going on forward. The time is plenty for both teams to make their statement on the field right now. Calix might go for another one, but not when he's so out of boost. Again, a threat, a little bit of show of power, and it goes the other way, and it just trickles in. No other way to describe it, but it just hops and skips and awkwardly bounces here and there. Awkward Turtles living up to their name. A lot just assists. I think there was another touch on it because a lot's touch should have brought it to the flank. But one way or the other, whether Awkward Turtles intended it or not, is a 3-0. And I'm surprised that the Awkward Turtles can do this. I'm surprised that the block can do this, where the boys and the Servette Genius side cannot do this. All of 4 of these teams have been playing in this tournament since 1 p.m. Central European time. By this point, everyone's extra tired. It has been, almost, don't make me do math, 7 hours, or actually close to 8 hours of play. They had their breaks, of course. It has been a tough day, but you could see that some of the teams can really manage it. The others are just looking like they've been rinsed and brought out. They have nothing in their tanks anymore.
I know this is only game 1, Jam. The complexion of this series could turn on its head yet. But 15 minutes ago, if I was Servet Geneva Esports, I'd be thinking, well, that's us done. How on earth are we going to win another game after seeing how poorly we played? Looking at the boys now, I would be renewed with hope. Because there has not been a single play which I can solidly confirm that looked good, didn't it, from the side of the boys? Nothing has strung together in a manner which I would say, yes, this is a team that's going to do well and survive in the rival series. Worrying signs, 4-1 minute left. Still time to try and do something, but 3 goals, Jam. That's a mountain to climb in 60 seconds.
Yeah, some people look at the ability to teamwork, the ability to string passes together, the technical ability, some flashiness of the play, fantastic aerials.
There's one.
There's definitely one for the boys' side. But there's also the big thing of mentality. Can you turn the game around? Can you turn the series around after you've been dealt a heavy blow? Can you really whip up the last of your strength when you're at the end of a long day and you just have to make that win? If you're not ready for the top leagues mentally, then you'll be ending it at the bottom of the league standings, just like we've already seen Underwater Squad. Have we seen Team Echo Zulu? Have we seen Team Verdicts last season? Although for Team Verdicts it was a really strange affair. I believe it was Team Verdicts who both of their wins against the very top teams.
The top teams, yeah.
Something about the Giant Killers attitude about them. Well, they're back in on it, and everyone in the rival series should be better be aware. Cash will be getting that one. I spoke too soon. That was just looking wayside. The fact is, there's so many elements that you really need to take into account if you want to play in the big leagues. And right now, it seems like the boys, something is definitely missing on them, despite that experience. The day has not been gentle to them, it seems.
You can always count on the Orca Turtles to have some spare cash on hand. But again, their defense, you've got to ask a lot of questions. The defense was suspect for the first goal. It was suspect for the second goal. And Jam, it was suspect for goal number 3 as well. Alex has been gifted 2 here within a minute. And, I mean, it's a goal fest, which is great for the viewing eyes, but it really has been a scrappy old game. And what Orca Turtles need to do immediately is just lock it down. Team Echo Zulu it. I don't care what you want to call it. Just make sure you get the win, because the boys are being offered opportunities which they really shouldn't be. Ball hits the ground. 5-3 the final score. Orca Turtles go 1-0 up in the series. Real bizarre game. I mean, there's glimmers of hope for the boys that the Orca Turtles can be exposed and can be scored upon. But for the Orca Turtles, they had the run of the mill in the midfield. It's no wonder that they scored 5.
And I think we're going to be expecting many more goals from there in the upcoming games. And really, you said it at the very beginning of the Series R League. This is going to be scrappy, and it was scrappy. It was weird. It was unhinged in a couple of places. Aqua Turtles were getting touches that they should have been getting, and yet things were still falling in their lap as if it was nothing. For the boys, I do have the benefit of, again, they know what quality is. They are quality themselves, and we only need to expect them to actually turn up with that quality. There's going to be a starting attack. Only one player in the defense. Alaz already hunting Matean on that one. Double tap to start off the scoring, and that's how you get back on track. The boys do not do anything flashy. Just that they see. Kickoff puts everything in our place.
Tell you what, my little eye spies a lot down in the goal mouth, harrying the goalkeeper. Now, we can talk about Calyx and nice control, nice solo goal, but that goal was made by a lot, just being a nuisance. Early lead to settle the nerves. Mitane taking out a lot. Mitane taking out Calyx. They're down to 1 briefly. Cash! Oh, the angle was almost there for him. It ricochets off the post. And Burrito B passes to Calyx. A shot on target for him as well. Tars with the save. Tars comes in again to prevent the follow-up. Burrito B can't sneak it past Cash. And this has gone from a scrappy game, an open game, to a barnstorm blitzers, I believe they call them. 4 minutes of rough and tumble coming up, folks. You do not want to turn away from this channel.
If you're a neutral spectator, this is going to be great for you. If you're cheering either for Awkward Turtles or the boys, get your heart medication ready. We're going to see much more of that. Awkward Turtles almost can turn the tables around and doing the same. Oh, what a drop. Did that hit Taz? That was awkwardly close to being a goal. Just couldn't bring it through. But Awkward Turtles, straight from the kickoff, basically found themselves in the same situation as the boys did. Another opening. What is happening on the field? Are there any breaks left on these cars? I don't think they are. Both the teams are just going ham. The largest of the hams. And the pass going up front. Will they slow down just for a second? Please. Nope. I mean, the goal will slow the processions down just for a tad. The Awkward Turtles just couldn't keep the same pace. Right there, I think Taz is going too late. And not enough up front to stop that shot from the boys. And breathe.
What even are rotations, Jam? What even are rotations? Calix, the least experienced of this rival series potential team. He's had 2 seasons in the rival series. He wasn't there last season. He's got 2 goals for his team, 3 if you count game number 1. No, hold on, 4 if you count game number 1. I forgot that he scored twice gifted. Prolific striker is Calix. That's what we're all about. Double tap incoming from Mitane. Calix, this time in defense, preventing the goal. Tars towards a double committing pair of Burrito B and a lot. Cash stops the counter attack. Cash stops the clearance. Tars puts it back in, but it's a weak ball at that. And Mitane, trying to find Cash in the midfield, is prevented here by Alot. Is that an open net? He just lofts it up high. Calix onto the back wall once again, and Mitane's there to clean up.
Feels to me that the boys have adjusted their play just enough to beat Awkward Turtles to many of those plays. They sort of taken account of that first game, however hectic it was, and thought, all right, we actually can go to the neutral ball quicker than we did before, and they're beating Awkward Turtles to the punch so often. Third goal, what a turnaround. They got the 3rd goals in the previous game as well, but this time Awkward Turtles just have nothing to their name. Both the players, all the players on the side of the Turtles are pretty equal, and equal in terms of not doing much in this game.
It's still not pretty, but it is as simple a switch as playing faster for the boys. And that has almost got them goal number 4. Calix on that hat-trick, of course. Burrito B. Calix beaten to the ball by Tars, who's got an open net to aim for here. What a save from a lot, though. Read that beautifully. All of his experience in the RLCS coming into effect there. Cash going to reset. Or is he? Burrito B kind of takes it away from Calix. It's an open net situation again. Mitane rushes, but Burrito B fires it over to the wall and nobody challenging. It's a weak clearance though, a lot just lying on the wall. He doesn't know what to do. And Tars somehow fashions a goal out of nothing. 3-1.
I was watching a lot saying, all right, he's just showing this experience to us. He knows that that shot or that pass or that touch is going to go on the wall. He's going to be there. But he completely miscalculated where that's gonna go. The boys shouldn't have conceded this one, but yet they found themselves on the end of 1, and an immediate attack straight from the kickoff from the Awkward Turtles. One be getting to the ball first, but that is a start, and Tazage is gonna get a great old gift. Not enough time for him to get to the ball, but the Awkward Turtles are just not leaving that orange side.
Tars again puts it back. That's awkward. Mitane, corner, and Cash wasn't ready as the 3rd man in to get a shot away. Tars flicks it up over 1. Not able to get it past Burrito B. Burrito B going to bring it to the floor. Challenged. Ball goes onto the backboard. Cash lurking. Tars lurking. Bump in net. Tars center. And again, Cash not willing to commit. That's a middling ball. Tars gets the block. Backboard again, but Burrito B lurking there, gets it out as far as Mitane. To the corner now we go. Calix not able to beat Mitane, but the ball fires over the goal mouth, and Cash going to come in to challenge this. Tars keeps the play alive. Burrito B again, calm in defense, and ultimately the ball just swinging from left to right of the goalposts, but nothing ever really truly threatening for the boys. 30 seconds left on the clock.
The fact is, though, Awkward Turtles are no longer bleeding goals, and their time in the orange side is threatening. At the very least, it is not allowing the boys to get an even bigger lead, and it's every single time it feels like the goal might come. The goal is just around the corner. Of course, Turtles can't convert it just yet, especially with all the 3 boys players in the defense. That is just hard to break down. Once again, sometimes you can park the bus and the opponent team can do nothing about it, especially when you are really wise and smart about your choices, when you are not committing more players on for a save that you really need to, when you're just waiting for the shot to come, and then all you need to do is a good shot touch to decide. You don't need to have to control. You don't have to immediately start a counterattack or get a clear that just completely alleviates all the pressure. All you need to do is remove it from the R position so they don't have a second shot, and that's it. And the boys have held on until the very end, despite the Awkward Turtles turning up the heat, but despite that, too slowly to really matter at the end of it.
The goals just evaporated, didn't they? We had that 5 goal smacking, despite the fact that they conceded 3. Well, they conceded 3 again, but there's 4 goals missing from the scoreline, Jam. And I feel as if part of that has come from the boys speeding up their play again. None of their goals were super pretty, but they did get the job done by winning those 50-50s in the midfield. That is what the Awkward Turtles absolutely dominated in game number 1. And so they're going to have to try and find a response to the response. They need that midfield control back so that they can fashion more opportunities, stretch the defense further, and try and get their shooting boots back on. It's game number 3. Guaranteed game number 4, of course, as we are 1-1 in the series. And Mitane's going to fire this one directly at Calix. Picks up the 100 boost, but Cash coming in with a very fast challenge. Burrito B again. Major part of the boys winning game number 2 there was through his calmness in defense, getting that goal for himself as well. Calix just wide. Cash makes sure. A lot with the challenge. Looks to get the second touch. Burrito B goes way high and completely misses. But what he does well is he misjudges his jump, but then he bumps someone in net, and Calix is free scoring in this game for the rival series. Look at that, Burrito B just getting involved, and Calix, high pressure situation, you have to get it on target. He does. That's 1-0 once again to the boys.
That was not looking like a goal at all. They've been pestering that backboard with shots. That one was too high. The follow-up was just not there. He abandoned that follow-up, but the most important bit was he stopped Taz. And right here, such a quick one from the boys. Good chance for them to having one player up in the advance. And what a pinch. Without that pinch, Calix would have nothing. The ball maybe would have rolled on that right flank. Instead, he got the best birthday present he has ever wished for. A pass straight to him on the other end of the field where nobody's there. Easy peasy.
And big thanks have to go to a lot. Again, the boys winning these crucial 50-50s. What a pass that was! That deserved a goal. I'm kind of sad that it didn't end up as one. Cash to the wall. Living charmed lives of the Awkward Turtles now. So close to being steamrolled themselves. Very similar story to Servette versus Block, where one team won handily, not convincingly, but handily, and then the response from the opposition team, merciless. Cash with another save, this time from Burrito B's efforts, and up goes Calix. You can see he's brimming with confidence now.
Everything is coming up easy for the boys. And for the Awkward Turtles, they're not out of this yet by no stretch of the imagination. Really, it's, in a way, it is similar to the Servette Geneva situation. In ways, maybe not. Awkward Turtles have not really thrown out the white flag and saying, all right, this is just not working for us. They're still there. I specifically want to point out Cash. He has been on point in all of the games so far. Yes, he has been quiet in the previous one. And right now, he also doesn't have a goal to his name, but I feel like the driving force for the Awkward Turtles, or maybe the ex-Team Akuzulu squad minus Impact, was Cash. As far as the pickups go, that was one of the most solid ones this offseason.
Again, it's the boys' pace right now, which is really killing off any efforts that Cash is trying to make here, though. Calix, he'll be thanking that demolition, actually, because that's what put him back in a good place to make the save. A lot. It's Mitane. Cash brings it out of the blue half, chases, I think Alex should get here first. No, the ball falls kindly for Cash, actually. The challenge coming in from Taz. Mitane last man back. It's a 3-man counter-attack, and chasing after Mitane was Calyx. He was desperate for his life. Didn't get it, and now the counter-attack from the Orca Turtles. Burrito B onto the corner. Double commit here from Calyx. Cash onto the backboard. He's got a good angle here to get a double tap, but a lot with a brilliant closing down situation there. Straight up to Cash once again from Mitane. Redirect, crossbar. So close to a goal to bring them back within one jam, yet so far. Minute and a half left to do it.
If they can convert these boomers, then the boys will have to start getting afraid. There's no other question about it. Perfect setup. Is just that inches from getting that goal in. Mitane, I think he was going for a bump when Calyx just abandoned the ball, went a little bit forward on. Awkward Turtles are trying everything, and once again, seeing what they have in their arsenal makes me hopeful for the game 4 when they will be able, will try to, holy moly, they will try to really bring the series back. But the boys just are not letting that happen. A little bit of luck and a lot of quality on the side of the boys are still keeping Awkward Turtles down in the series come the end of this game.
Calyx is he's being teased by the thought of a hat-trick. He's scored twice in 2 matches now, still not being able to get the third. Calyx off to the side. Taz, again, they're doing the right things here, are the Awkward Turtles, but the play is just too slow, and I really like how the boys have adjusted throughout this game as well, going a lot more defensive. And I don't know whether you've seen, Jam, but they're basically allowing the Orca Turtles to come onto them, and after seeing potential overcommit, they all counterattack, all 3 of them. High pressure situation for the Orca Turtles to deal with, awkward situation, ironically enough, for the Turtles to lead with. Even more ironically, leaves them rather flat-footed on their back. This has been a super well-controlled game by the boys. From 5 goals to 1 goal to 0 goals for the Awkward Turtles. Are they going to get a consolation here? No, a lot closer than down once again. He has been so key in this win. I criticized him before the game. I said he hasn't developed past Season 5 of the RLCS. He's not moved away from the striker role. He's not developed in other areas. Well, he has shown wonderful qualities here to say, look, maybe I'm not the player that I used to be, but I'm still going to contribute to this team. We think about that 50-50 pinch that made its way all the way down the other side of the field to Calyx, to all of those 50-50 challenge wins when they needed it most, when the Orca Turtles were threatening to score. A lot might be propping up the points for the boys, but I honestly think he was the key to them winning here as well.
Well, in my books, come game 4, we'll need to look at one player and one player only, and that is Calyx. He has been absolutely crucial point. He has been the cornerstone of the boys, even in the first game. Yes, Cash went on a complete rampage in that one. Awkward Turtles scored 5 goals, but the fact was Calyx was the player who was still working on the other end of the field for the boys. And then in the second game, and then in the third game, if Awkward Turtles find a way to shut down Calyx, then the comebacks might start to happen. If they don't, I feel like the Calyx is just gonna steal 3 MVP titles in a row and bring his team squarely into Rival Series.
And much like Block before them, it's game number 4. They have the chance to secure that league play presence now. For the Awkward Turtles, they'll be hoping to take it to game 5. And it all starts with Cash. Calyx brings us over to the corner. Leaves the 100 boost for his teammates, but Taz is there quick. Mitane down to the midfield. That's fortuitous for Cash. Taz scrambles it in. They were stumbling over each other, defense and offense. It falls kindly for the Awkward Turtles, despite Cash's... I mean, Cash could have ruined that play, quite frankly, if that had gone a little bit wider. Thankfully for his team, it didn't. And for the first time since game number 1, it's Awkward Turtles that lead.
I'm surprised that a lot actually went for that kind of save. He, in my book, actually made it much harder for himself. He made the initial save, but then that touch could have been more powerful. Instead, it just brought it back straight to Awkward Turtles to get it. Perhaps in this position, he just felt this is the best chance that I have. And again, his experience speaks for himself. But right now, Awkward Turtles are just coming in to the side of the boys saying, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take everything. over here, honestly. And the boys are once again stumbling over each other. Awkward Turtles, all they need is to find a gap, and the gaps are plenty.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Cash there. That was not an easy goal to score. I mean, what, there were 4 cars in net, which he had to try and get past there. It's a narrow gap going between the crossbar and the car's height. He made it stick, 2-0. Calix taking out Cash, the scorer. Mitane hands it off straight to Burrito B, but the resulting pinch off the wall falls to a lot. Cash now respawned, but with 13 boost, does what he can, and Mitane can punch it only as far as a lot before he's taken out by Tars. Burrito B goes up high to Mitane, who's off the top of the box here. You what, mate? Excuse me? So it's off the top of the box and then... Confirmed God. Confirmed God. Hi, Cash. Nice to see you. I prefer notes personally, but, you know, the coins will do. 3-0 to the Awkward Turtles after not scoring a single goal. No way! If it had been 4 within 2 minutes, that would have just been silly, Jam.
And we could have just stopped the game right there. Forfeit at 15 minutes, all that kind of jazz. And the most important bit is Awkward Turtles turn the whole thing around. I was thinking Calix just gonna continue his rampage. No, he did not. For the boys right now, Calix is the only person with a shot on target. The fact was, Awkward Turtles kept scoring and scoring and scoring, and the boys just didn't have a chance to say anything in this game so far. And as such, they might not even be able to get a chance to say anything until the end of it. 3-0 is solid enough of a result that chances are won't get overturned by the boys. And that last goal, that was just tasty. I actually had a preview of that goal just recently. We've been playing with Digital Bacon, has been on the stream earlier today. No, none of us have scored something like that, though. Mitan and the rest of the Awkward Turtles to come from Game 2 and Game 3. And then start doing this. I told you, they will have tricks up their sleeve. And right now, whole kit and caboodle is coming.
Sorry, what was that about making your way into the rival series? Yeah, let's just put a stop to that, shall we? Say the Awkward Turtles. If Mitane had gotten the hit there, I would just... I don't know what I could have done. I might have made noises. I don't know whether that's good commentary or not, but it would have conveyed my emotions well enough. This series has been quite something. It really has. There is no form. There's nothing to go on. Tars there with another inventive effort. Cash throws it to the top of the box, and Mitane follows up. What is this series even? What is going on? For the first time since game number 1, Awkward Turtles hit 5.
All right, boys. I mean, funny joke. Haha. How about you come back on the field? It's all very nice that you are giving your opposition the opportunity to maybe have a little bit of fun. But really, it's a whole big joke, right? Right? You are not completely throwing this away. That's going to be really sad if they do. Right now, Awkward Turtles have no stop. Another one just comes in because, of course it does. Cash just gets his hat trick casually. As easily as you can possibly get. For the boys, the game has been over. I think 3-0 was a good sign for the Awkward Turtles that, right, this is ours. After the 4th goal has been scored, the 4th goal was the harbinger of the fact that this game has nothing. Nothing for the boys. This is not a game even. This is a nightmare that will be appearing in their heads for weeks to come after they finish up today. It is just rough. It is impossible to commentate on because it is 6-1 finally from Calix again. Who else? But the fact is, the boys just blinked out of the existence in this game. Awkward Turtles running circles around them, ignoring everything. We're playing against someone. No, Awkward Turtles are not playing against anyone. They're getting every single touch that they can. And now, for the game 5, we've been blessed with a 5-game series finally early. The question is, do Awkward Turtles bring this momentum, and there's heaps of it, into the game number 5? Or do the boys show that mental fortitude that they're gonna need in Rival Series and turn this back? Because this has been a slapping and a half. And if the boys can get this back, I'm gonna be hell impressed with them.
There are no words to describe the plot. Whoever wrote the script for this series, give that person a raise. The boys went from a team of individual players not really doing anything to completely nullifying the Awkward Turtles to a team that has been obliterated by a resurgent Awkward Turtles. It was like they were being held down, and then like a volcano erupting out from the scenes again. Which way Game 5 is going to go, I honestly cannot tell you, because we've seen the Awkward Turtles nullified by the boys before. We've seen the boys figure out the Awkward Turtles before. I don't think there's anything more poignant that I could add to the conversation, Jam. I just want to watch Game 5.
When you're out of words, when you're out of sounds, the only thing that's left is wild gestures, and I completely agree with you, Arlie. Now I feel like if the Awkward Turtles just do not stop from the previous game. Often we see games 5, game 7s is when both teams are suddenly saying, all right, we need to be extra careful. Came so close. We really need to just really safeguard whatever we just got from a previous game, or just from the series, from the whole series as a whole. I feel like Awkward Turtles cannot stop, because if the boys and the Awkward Turtles start playing on the same careful pace, then it's all over. I feel like for the Awkward Turtles. Right now, they're not stopping. They need to continue on doing this. And here we have it.
Oh my
No, we don't
God,
have it. What is happening? That is 4 shots in 25 seconds. And if anything is going to give the extra energy for the boys to keep on fighting game number 5, it's got to be that. That is rejuvenating. It has to be.
How close can you get without scoring? The Awkward Turtles willing to test that theory to its maximum. For a place in the Rival Series, need I less remind all of you watching at home, show your support in chat for who you're coming out to see. Quite frankly, I'm here for both these teams. This is a fantastic series to watch. 4 minutes left to score one of the most important goals in these respective teams' histories. For Awkward Turtles, a chance for the remnants of Eku Zulu to return to the Rival Series. For the boys, a chance to show, hey, we're not all old news. None of us are. We're here to fight our way into the Rival Series and prove exactly what we're made of. Cash, so close to a goal. Tars, the angle too tight for him. Burrito be away. It's still the open game that we have loved to this point, Jam. Mitane throws a dummy, but Calix was not being sold on the story. It is, quite frankly, anybody's game.
Watch the demolitions, because demos on the last player of the Awkward Turtles and the defense, coupled with the playstyle of the boys that really hasn't changed. You mentioned it earlier, they're waiting all 3 players in the defense, but when the counterattack really appears, when nowhere commit, then they're just rushing all the way down. And I feel like this could be just 1 goal difference, but if the boys can get that chance, a demo plus that rush, they can easily win this game.
I think Cash was going for it. I don't think he was intending the fake. Mitane stops it at the midfield, and Cash coming round once again. Calix forced into the retreat. Away. A reprieve. Mitane goes high. He sees Cash on the far wall. Burrito B intercepts in midair, and Calix throws it downfield again. Tars over to the far wall. Cash again helps it into the orange half. It's to no one in particular, but it burns time off the clock. Speaking of, half time comes and goes. Still 0-0. No surprise to me that Game 5 is the one where everyone's starting to batten down the hatches and be a little more conservative. The demo on a lot there might have fallen a little more fortuitously for Awkward Turtles. And once again, it's the Cash in the midfield, finds Mitane. His shot fires wide. Cash again, a lot with a massive save. Mitane at the 3rd time of asking. 1-0 Awkward Turtles, the Rival Series within touching distance.
For the boys, their playstyle is just too passive. They're welcoming the opposition onto them. But apart from that, they have nothing, it seems. When the time comes to start an attack, they cannot control the ball for long periods of time. They don't have a solid plan, some sort of a we're gonna hold on to this ball and just go with it. No, it's just they get the ball and then try to boom it over there. Really, they are scared to get out of their own half, and at some point with 10 shots on target, you're bound to concede. You're bound to concede twice with yet another one. And the boys were holding on for such a long time, but at the 0-0, you do not hold on. You need to go forward.
He's been so quiet. Taz, he's been working away, a busy bee in the midfield. He's got a crucial goal there. Daylight. 2-0. And is that the dagger that has been plunged into the chest of the boys? A second goal for Taz suggests so. 3-0. And we might be seeing these two back in the rival series for Cash, the new boy. Another rookie to the rival series.
It has been such a battle between Calyx and Cash. Calyx is still being everything for his team previously in terms of goals, right now in this game in terms of saves, but even he cannot single-handedly carry the boys to the rival series. He'll get another chance, but right now it just feels like he cannot possibly stretch himself like that. Well, on the other end, he is just working. We might see another horror, the likes of game number 4, where 6 goals came in.
Hello.
There's one back, and that is too late. That is their first shot on target. You cannot possibly get your first shot on target by the time the timer almost hits 4 minutes in. It is...
Okay, but Jam, they've converted it. They've still got a minute. They can score 2 goals in 20 seconds. If luck falls their way, if the right move comes together. I know that from what we've seen of 4 minutes, it suggests that it's all awkward turtles. But with a goal back to their name, the boys are feeling resurgent. Surely the awkward turtles, surely in the back of their mind, there's got to be a creeping sense of doubt. Can we close this out? Well, the answer is yes, they can, because the boys' defense parted ways like the Red Seas, and all 3 boys from the Awkward Turtles have got on the scoreboard. This time it's Mitane, and surely that has put an end to the boys' brief hopes of resurgence.
Overzealous touch, but a lot. Weak touch by Calyx, who was not expecting to need to play the ball in that corner, in that position. It is not working out. It is not working out for the boys, and try as they might, all these players left for their own demise. This is, in a way, another leftovers side.
Yeah.
A lot thrown away. Burrito B, once again, placed away. Burrito B, I believe, one of the most favorite Gifts players. Gifts is eager for Burrito B to get somewhere, to finally get something. He's always falling just a little bit too short. It seems like at the very least in this series, they once again will fall a little bit too short. A second chance was going to be there, but life was there for the boys, just for 2 games. And we know what they can do, just like as I knew what Servette could do. But it's going to be a game, a series of 2 sides where it's just heartbreak all over the place, and it's just going to be a sad affair. One way or the other. One thing for sure, Mitan, Taz, and now Cash, welcome to the rival series.
The Method curse, or the Burrito B curse. How many times has he come this close to the RLCS? Well, him and his teammates have got 1 series left to get into the rival series. They're going to be facing Servette Geneva Esports. Honestly, if I was the boys, I would be feeling more confident of the 2. I think they showed a lot more against the Awkward Turtles than Servette showed against Block. But for the Awkward Turtles, again, we talk about those Ekuzulu problems of not having enough offense, being too defensive. Well, look how many shots on target they got in this game over the course of the series as well. Cash may very well be the answer. I still think it's going to be a tough season for them here on out. There are plenty of defensive woes still to work on. But as much as we can say that titles are built on defenses, survival is built on the ability to score goals, Jam. And that is something that this Awkward Turtle squad can absolutely do.
I'm surprised they actually managed to get that, especially against such a star-studded roster as the boys. It feels like the boys just didn't have it in them especially for this series. Again, the exhaustion might be coming into hand. For Servette Geneva, they actually had a break in between the previous series and the next one. There will be both teams will be vying for that one final spot for rival series. That might actually help them. Well, actually might bring it down just a little bit more. The boys were a step away, one game away from getting into rival series. Whether they still have it in them to fight for another best of 5, it's still up for grabs. It's still up in the air, and I cannot wait to see it.
Jam, audience, we're just shy of 7.5 hours into the rival series play-ins, and we're here at our final match. One team goes through and plays in the rival series. The other team is the last team in Season 9 to be prevented from playing in the rival series. Talk about a pressure cooker, huh? We'll be back after these breaks. Don't go away. Don't go away. Please don't. Seriously. It's going to be exciting.